Hello there. Here is a video talking about our math concept for today. I'm going to go to Schoology. Looking at 4/21 Tuesday today. So the 21st, open up Tuesday. Going to go to the math folder. When I open up the math folder, the math quick quiz is the first thing. It says, do this last. I put it on top to help you. So 5.3 math quick quiz. So you're going to watch this video first, then you're going to do the quick quiz. I am going to show you, though, a few things from the math book page just to help a little bit explain what the concepts are. This will help with the math quick quiz. So what this lesson is all about area and perimeter again. But one of the things that it talks about is drawing rectangles with a perimeter of 12 centimeters. And so this just goes back to the concept of just what is area, what is perimeter. So just remember that perimeter, I'm going to start with a rectangle. Perimeter is the outside. So you can see my laser pointer going around. So that's perimeter. Perimeter is the outside of anything. And to determine perimeter, to figure out perimeter, let's say the length here is 6. Let's say the length here is 3. Now, if the top of this is, if this length is 6, let's say it's 6 feet. If this top is 6, then this bottom will also be 6. And if this left is 3, that means the right will also be 3. And the way then to figure out perimeter is you just add it all up. The big full long equation for perimeter would look like 6 plus 3 plus 6 plus 3. Because I'm adding up all four sides. And that equals 6 plus 3 is not. You can add this up in so many different ways. You could do 6 plus 6 first, and then 3 plus 3, and add those up. You could just do 6 plus 3, 9, plus another 6, plus another 3, or I could do 6 plus 3, that's 9, and 6 plus 3 is 9, so I could do 9 plus 9. Any kind of way that you want to try to add that up. But 6 plus 3 is 9, plus another 6 is 15, plus another 3 is 18. So the perimeter for this shape is 18. Let's just say it's 18 feet. So that's perimeter. The perimeter is the outside of a shape. Area is the inside of a shape. I'm going to take those same measurements that I had on the last one. 6 for the length and 3 for the width. And to figure out area, well, the one thing to think about is area is on the inside. Now, if sometimes for some problems, you're going to see that there are also lines drawn on the inside. So if the 6 is up on the top there, that means like there's 6 columns. And the other side is 3, so that means there's 3 rows. So if you have squares like this on the inside, one way to count area is just to count all the squares. So I know there's 6, 12, 18 for my area. So just by chance, this has the same exact area as the perimeter, which does not always happen. Now that's one way to figure out areas, by counting those squares on the inside, or the other way to figure out area is just length times width. So if it's length times width, well then I have length is 6 times my width is 3 and 18. And whenever you do, I wouldn't just say feet, I would say 18 square feet, because I'm measuring the inside and you always measure in like square units. And that's why like we talk about like those squares on the inside. Now I'm going to go to the math quick quiz to show you what the math quick quiz looks like. When you open it up, yours is going to look like this. You're going to hit start new attempt. Okay, so question 1. Decompose or make this figure into smaller rectangles by imagining where to draw lines to make smaller rectangles and then find the area of this figure. So decomposing means like you take like this whole big shape and you try to make it into smaller parts. And so like a way to think about it is, okay, if I'm looking at this shape, how can it work? Where are some spots where I can try to imagine to make it easier to count? Oh, like right there, that would be like one spot I would do. And so then if I'm thinking about this shape and like how to make this into how to try to make this into smaller little rectangle parts, well, I can imagine that this would be like one part right here. And so I have to try to imagine, okay, I can kind of imagine and see that that is like one square right there. So that'd be like one square. And in this little tiny part right here then, if this is like breaking this into a smaller part, would be 4. So if that's 4, I'm gonna look up here. Oh, I can almost imagine like another one right there. So I'm kind of imagining where I'd be drawing the lines, and like right there. The other way you could do it too. I mean, you really could break this up in any ways, but you are just going to be trying to figure out where would you kind of draw those imaginary lines in there to help kind of count the area. So you just have to really imagine where those squares are. But that's why it can help if you can do it in those smaller pieces. And then once you figure out what the area is by adding up how many squares there are, just make your choice below. Then, number 2, the park has a small area for little kids to play in, and it is 10 feet long and 8 feet wide. What is the area of this play place? So if you need to watch this video again to figure out how do you figure out area, you can. And then you can even go into your own explain everything, or just on a piece of paper, and figure out what the area is. So the park has a small little area. Well, for me, I would draw the rectangle, and it said 10 feet long and 8 feet wide. I would use that to help me do my area. But, yeah, after you're done watching the video, you can do the quick quiz and have fun. Bye.